Hello everybody, Nerd Intexoma here again. Today I am doing a size comparison video with three different versions or size versions of G1 Thrust. Now, G1 Thrust is this figure right here in the middle. This is the original jet form of the character known as Thrust. He's known as one of the Coneheads, which is a variation of the original Seeker jets from Generation 1. He's made of die-cast metal and plastic. He's got die-cast here, which turns into the chest parts. I'm not going to be transforming these figures because some of them I don't have all the parts to them. Some of them, as you can see, are kind of small, so the parts are easily lost, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to be showing them off in their jet forms here. Now, like I said, this is Generation 1, the original Thrust character, the big jet. Then we go to this little guy here. That is, let me see if it'll focus. Come on, camera, focus. Focus, no. There we go. That is the official world's smallest Transformer version of G1 Thrust. World's smallest was a line that they came out with in Japan in the early 2000s that was basically taking the Generation 1 figures and reimagining them in a much smaller form that would actually transform the exact same way as their original counterparts. So he's just basically that guy shrunk down to that size. Now, with the world's smallest figures, they unfortunately, or fortunately, however you choose to look on it, they do not have any die-cast parts in them at all. Unfortunate because it doesn't have that nice weight and feel to it, but fortunate because I'm sure that kept the price down. Like I say, it transforms exactly the same way as the G1, but it is much, much smaller. Let's see if I can get them like that. You can see the entirety of the world's smallest Thrust figure there fits on the back of the G1 Thrust figure. Now you could probably get, maybe one more there. So that gives you an idea of just how small it is. These world's smallest were a very cool subline, I think, that they came out with. I wish they would have continued them officially, but there was only like 2.5 waves of them. They are difficult to transform just because they are so tiny, and I've got huge, big fat fingers, and it's gone out of focus again. Let's see if it'll come back in or not. Doesn't look like it's going to cooperate, so we'll put him down, and now it focuses on G1 Thrust there. There have been knockoff manufacturers and third-party companies. You've seen some of the videos that I've made previously about the different variations of Prime, and I do have one coming up that are in the world's smallest size there. And like I said, the current company that's making the world's smallest sized transforming Transformers, not to be confused with those little statues that are called world's smallest that you can find at like Big Lots, and I think I've heard of Target and Walmart carrying them and stuff. Those are just like little Transformer statues. They don't actually go from robot to vehicle mode. So I don't really call those world's smallest because they don't actually transform. And you might hear Balana over there deciding to add her commentary on this. Goofy little cat. Next up is a figure that came out in between, or not really in between, it's after the world's smallest line ended and current times. It is this thrust. And yes, I know I just made a video about the hells of clear plastic and how fragile it can be, but I do love clear plastic figures. You know, they scratch and itch for me. They're cool. I see them as the ghost counterparts of other figures. This is a G1 shrunk down, not quite as small as the world's smallest, but a smaller version of Thrust that again transforms exactly the same way as the original G1 counterpart. This is a knockoff made by a company called King Toys. And they come in a box that looks, to the untrained person, just like an official Transformer box would, with the exception of the Decepticon symbol up there has been altered. And at the bottom, it's got the King Toys logo. But Decepticon thrust, got all that, grid lines, transforms from, or changes from jet to robot and back. It says it's a Generation 1. You know, we've got his tech spec on the back, all that, King Toys again, and some Transformer artwork there. Like I said, this one is an unofficial. There has never been an official Hasbro or Takara release of a thrust figure in ghost format, you know, being in clear plastic or anything like that. We can only assume that King Toys decided to make this figure in ghost colors due to the fact that he was supposedly killed by Unicron in the original 1986 movie. Let's see if it'll focus again. There we go. That Unicron had actually killed Thrust, Dirge, and Ramjet, the Coneheads, in the 1986 movie. That's not really confirmed, but highly speculated, so I believe that's why King Toys released a version of all three of the Coneheads in the clear ghost version. As you can see, I mean, it looks just like that one, except clear, and it's shrunk down. Now, the cool thing about this one is that piece right there that would form the robot chest is actually die-cast metal. In addition to, everything else being plastic, it actually does have metal, so it does have some weight to it. It comes with all the exact same accessories that the original G1 had. Excuse me. Now, the issue that I have currently with my King Toys Ghost Thrust is a factory error. When I got him, I mean, it was all perfect in the package and everything. Everything, for the most part, that should be there was there. Well, the reason I say for the most part is because I got 2 left fists. If you transform it into robot mode, it still looks complete from a distance, but up close, yeah, you're gonna see something's wrong. Is it cool still? Yeah, oh heck yeah. I do love having the clear plastic figures of different characters, even given what I talked about last week about the inherent fragility of such clear figures, such ghost figures as they would be called. I still think they look cool. Now, as far as cost-wise, the G1 here, you can probably pick up one of the commemorative reissues. It came out about, I think, 2010-ish, when Toys R Us was still around. You can probably pick one of those up for about $50. An official, excuse me, an official original G1 will probably run you about $70, give or take. The world's smallest here was fairly common, so that little guy there, you can probably find him on eBay for about maybe 15 to 20. I mean, he's fairly common, fairly cheap. The King Toys knockoff there, you can find him on AliExpress for excuse me, goodness gracious, you can find him for about $10 and about $5 shipping, along with the rest of the King Toys Seekers that they've come out with. I do intend on getting the rest of them as finances allow, because I just think they're cool. But I hope excuse me, goodness gracious, I do apologize for that. 'Tis the season in Texas here. Now, there is a Generations version of Thrust that was available, again, about 10 years ago. He is definitely in between this size and the original G1 size. I believe you can probably pick him up for about $30 online. I do have him, but he's in storage, so I can't compare him to these guys right now. But hope y'all have enjoyed this quick little video about the different versions and different sizes of G1 thrust. Alright, y'all. See y'all next time. Bye.